for Muhammad did with a child, seduced her. For me, that's paedophilia.
In Islam, a woman and a man are marriageable by an objective criteria. There are three factors to consider here. Is the person in question, male or female, ready biologically? Second, psychologically, and also social norms. Is it something which the society accepts as normal? This is also another factor in marriage in general. 1,000 years ago, was this the norm? That's the question. Was this something that was happening as a norm amongst the society? One thing we can look at is the enemies of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Did they ever critique his marriage to Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, as a means of discrediting him as a prophet of God? Never. They call him a soothsayer, magician, all these things. They never mentioned his marriage. Why? Because it was a norm amongst the society. And if you look at Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, let's look at the history. He had multiple wives. She was the youngest. If it was a person who was set on marrying children, and he had the ability to, if he wanted to, you would find this as a pattern with regard to his marriages. His first wife was older than him. I think every single one of them was either a widow, a divorcee, and similar or older age to himself. She was the only one out of them. So it's not the mindset of a person who you say is paedophilia and all the rest of it. If a person is set on marrying children, you would find this as a trait amongst his marriages, and we don't find that. Number two, there was a time period Prophet peace be upon him waited after agreeing the marriage to consummating the marriage. If a person wanted to have relations with a child, why did he wait for 3 years?
Maybe waiting for the puberty.
Precisely. Why would a person who wants to have relations with a child wait for 3 years? This is not the behavior of a person who's preying on children. Now, if you look at Aisha radiallahu anha herself and her own testimony, she lived for 50 years after the Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him passed away. Ample time. If she was the victim of abuse, you would see, number one, she wouldn't be a scholar in Islam. Someone who's gone through abuse as a child, you find that it normally holds them back in life, generally speaking. Number two, she had opportunity to speak about any ill treatment. She never said that once. Never once in 50 years mentioned anything ill of the Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him. But rather, it was the opposite. Up until a couple of hundred years ago, this was never an issue. The world never critiqued the Prophet peace be upon him, his marriage to Aisha radiallahu anha. It was a norm universally. The age of marriage has varied throughout time. Islam gives us an objective criteria. Consider these things. Would that be something which is socially acceptable today? No, because society has changed. We don't say what we deem today to be unacceptable, then we superimpose that on 1,000 years ago and say what they did was wrong at that time. For them it was right. For them this was perfectly normal and perfectly acceptable.